Hey guys, today I wanted to do a video on expat youth returned. You know, when you come over here, you certainly feel a lot younger. At least some of us do sometimes. You know, physically you might not feel younger. Actually, some of us might. But, you know, mentally your youth kind of gets returned back here. But with that comes responsibility too. And a lot of people over here, the reason why they feel younger is because you're in paradise, number one, and number two, it's easier to date here than, you know, people find it much easier to fit in more here, better, and it's just a different feeling here, different vibe. It's easier to make friends here. People aren't stuck up. But like I said, again, there comes responsibility with that too. A lot of guys, when they come over here, they kind of get carried away with different things, with their attitude, their mentality, and they almost revert back to like a 17-year-old imbecile. You know, they just kind of do. And I see some of these guys when they come over here, and a lot of them, and you know, I understand it, but you know, there comes a thing, there's a thing called responsibility with age, you know, and for us, you have to excuse me with the wind, guys, but with us, is that responsibility, and we have to kind of, you know, act more mature sometimes. And a lot of people I find here, they let their guard down too much sometimes. And people sometimes here look down at some expats because of that. I mean, take a look at Angeles, for example, and places like that. I understand the draw for Angeles. I do. I understand, you know, guys, they want to have a woman. You know, and around here, I don't understand why a guy would go someplace and pay for it, though. But, you know, that's their prerogative. I get it. You know, and I think a lot of guys look back to the times when they're in the military, and they want to kind of relive that. And for me, it's always been a different thing over here for me. And a lot of guys that come over here, they just want to move here, get married, settle down, and have a really good retired life. And it's kind of nice with that, you know. We got a boat coming in here in the background, as you can see. But I just want to talk about that a little bit, because it's kind of fascinating when you live over here and you see what goes on with people, and you understand more why people do the things that they do. And we have a lot of good guys over here for the most part, but once in a while we get some real doozies over here. And you know, like, they come over here, they're almost like drunken sailors, like when they were 17 in some cases. And it's kind of funny watching that. Excuse me guys, I gotta step down here. But I just got a lot of sand in my shoe here, but you can see the ocean right there. It's kind of beautiful down here tonight. But you know, like I said, with our youth comes, our new youth, I should say, comes responsibility. And a lot of the guys, when they come over here, it's not many in our area. We have a few imbeciles that moved into our neck of the woods. Some of them I brought in, and I probably never should have. And when you help people, sometimes you don't get a lot of thanks. Let's put it that way. It's a thankless job helping a lot of expats come in here. It really is. Sometimes that, you know, all you expect is a little bit of, you know, people to be faithful as friends, and you don't even get that sometimes. Not that I really care. I don't do it for friendship. I do it because I just want to help people. But you expect that people would still treat you halfway decent sometimes. A lot of them don't. And I get it, I understand it, and it's sad. You know, I love people. I just don't like to get mistreated or stepped on or crapped on. And over the past year, we've had to let go of probably about 5 or 6 people now, I think. Something like about 5 or 6 people we've had to just say goodbye to, you know, and for good reason in most cases. Some of them lying, some of them just being dickheads, imbeciles. Some of them just being stupid, making stupid decisions or whatever. Some of them making mistakes. You know, one of them I've kind of forgave. But some of them, when I think about it, they act like little children. It's like little children, you know, and it's like when they hit that beach here, they hit the airport here, and suddenly, instant idiot, you know, or sometimes they wait. Sometimes people come here, and you think they left their baggage back home, and instead of leaving their baggage, man, they took 2 pieces of luggage with them, and they open it up and release the demons here. It's horrible. And that's not a lot of people, but it's enough to make the other people miserable. And I'm finding more and more that if you have a group of people and they live too close, they start stepping on each other's feet. And that has happened to me for like the past month, I'll say. A little bit. I don't speak up much about it, but I want to talk about it a little bit here. Sometimes people overstep their boundaries in people's families and stuff, and they wreck what other people have built with their stupidity and selfishness and their money, throwing money around. A lot of these guys, when I say they're like drunken sailors, the way they blow money and throw money at some of these Filipinos, man, it shocks me. It really, really shocks me, because it spoils the Filipinos here. It spoils the feel and the goodness of these people, because it does something. It changes everything, the whole dynamic. And over the past, I'll say 5 weeks, I've seen it really heavily like do a lot of damage to our group. And it saddens me. It saddens me. You know, I was almost tempted to say I want to go home, but I don't think I will. But I was almost tempted the other day to throw in the towel and just, you know, just let it all go. And I said, no, I got to keep this going. I got too many people to help here, and I do. And that's one of the reasons why I want to slow down here a little bit too. I'm not going to give up on you guys. I'm not saying that I'm going to give up. I am slowing down on taking people into my neck of the woods, right in my neighborhood. You want to still move to my town, you want to, you know, do something like that, that's fine. We'll try to help you settle in as much as we can a little bit. But we are slowing down a little bit. So don't feel insulted if I say, no, I can't help you. You know, because a lot of people are saying, well, Steve, I'll pay you. It's not about the pay. It's not about the pay. It's about the hassle and the amount of work that I have to put in. I like to have some time to myself now, and I still help most people. So, you know, and if it was somebody that's going to move into my group, you know, I really want to get to meet somebody before I move them in close enough to our group. And if it's not like a total match, I'm just going to say, well, you can move into town and you can still join us for the group meetings and stuff like that. But I just don't think you fit like in our group, because it has to be a really good match. Let's face it. You know, when you live close to somebody, they become like family, and you want somebody that's like family moving near you. And I'm starting to see that a little bit. I mean, I love all the guys in the neighborhood. We've had problems with a couple, you know, and sometimes it's stupid misunderstandings. Sometimes it's somebody didn't say something to somebody or whatever, and sometimes it might even be my fault for all I know. You know, it could be. But you know, I'm finding that a lot of expats, when something happens, they don't want to talk to each other. And some of the ones that I have talked to weren't worth talking to, okay? Because they're argumentative, they're vindictive, they want to get you back, they stab you in the back, they try to do things to you, or they want to make sure they make your life miserable after. And they're like I said, again, they're like little children sometimes. That's only like 5 or 10%. Most of our people are good people that live here, you know. But again, people revert back to that childhood state, that childish stage sometimes. And I even see them acting like a 5-year-old sometimes with the way that they say something to you. It's like, yeah. It's like, how old are we? You know, we're in our 60s, you know, 50s, 60s, 70s, you know. I'm coming up on 60. You know, I'm 59. I'll be 60 in March here soon. And it's, I don't know. I mean, I love 90% of our expats. It's that 10%, man, and they make it really, really hard sometimes living in a group. And I don't want people to think that it's bad being in an expat group, because it's not. It's not bad living in an expat group. It's actually a good thing. I think it gives you a certain amount of camaraderie, but you are going to meet people that you're going to have a hard time with. And you got to kind of deal with that. It does kind of make you miserable sometimes, enough that you kind of sometimes want to step away from the expat group. But now our expat group, our major one, the one that meets up once a month, that's a phenomenal group. We have an awesome group. You know, I couldn't ask for a better bunch of guys. They're all phenomenal. They're forming their own little groups, and they're starting to hang out with each other and do things with each other. And that's what I love about watching those guys. It's the group within probably 2 miles of my house. I'll say that's the problematic group a little bit. And it's only just a small amount, but it's enough to wreck a lot of things. And what it's done is it's wrecked a lot of even relationships with some of the Filipinos, because of the sheer cash flowing around, and some of these people throwing money at people. It just dissolves other friendships, because it's like, okay, I'm gonna go with this guy, you know. And I've worked here for 5 years building some friendships, and I've seen a lot of them go like that because of idiots throwing money around, you know. And it's sad to see that, but it's kind of the way it is. And there's nothing you can do about it. You can't tell the guy, hey, stop spending your money. You know, I've tried telling the guy, hey, you know, you shouldn't be doing that, because I don't think he understands that it changes the whole culture here. It changes everything around us here. And I'm very observant, and I've seen it happen to the people around me. I've seen it happen, some of the things to me. And the psychological changes in everybody because of the sheer amount of cash that's flowing from these people has definitely thrown a dead fish in the middle of the room. You know what I mean? It stinks now. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about that. Something on my chest, and you know I always share everything with you guys. And I just want to say happy holidays again, guys. You know, I know today's was kind of like a downer a little bit, but you know, it's something to think about when you come here. How many expats do you want in your life when you get over here? Do you want to be in a group? You know, if you want to be in a good group, join our group that meets once a month. You know, I tell people Tracy Martinez is a good city. It is. It's a great city. We moved a lot of guys into our neighborhood. Would I still move people into our neighborhood? Less likely, unless I know them already and I meet with them and know that they're going to be a halfway decent person. Otherwise, I'd probably move them somewhere in the town, and they can still meet up with us and go do things with us. I don't have a problem with that. I just think sometimes some things can be a little bit too close to home. You know what I'm saying? They can just be too close to home. God bless, guys. Take care.